The story begins in a dystopian world where a girl looks at her stuffed puppy, feeling sad that it got ripped. The girl's mother suggests they get rid of it, even though they had just bought it, because she believes if they sew it up, the toy would look ugly. They are rich, so the mother doesn't have any problem buying another toy. And the little girl too, who, although had attachment to this toy, agrees to throw it away, being influenced by her mother's words. So, the mother throws the toy along with other trash in the trash disposal right outside their house. The trash bag goes through a ventilation system and enters a trash disposal truck, which takes the trash for final disposal to the junkyard underneath the city. Anyway, as the mother walks back home, a mysterious cloaked figure sets his eye on her and stares at her with a hateful gaze for turning things into trash so easily. Shortly after, the disposal truck from earlier enters the junkyard, when another mysterious man follows it inside. Minutes later, one of the staff members at this facility finds the man scouring through garbage in a room full of trash bags. Getting suspicious, the guard points his gun at the man, demanding to know who he is and what his purpose is for coming here. The guard states that there has been a report of a trash thief recently who is jeopardizing the city's beauty by moving the trash outside. Suspecting that the man is the same trash thief, the guard rings the emergency alarm, and within seconds, 2 other staff members arrive to apprehend the man. The man throws garbage at the guards, catching them off guard, no pun intended, and escapes the room through the vents. But as he is about to exit through the back door, it shuts on him, giving the guards an opportunity to fire. The man activates a hidden power, boosting his speed, allowing him to dodge bullets like a freaking ninja. He gets grazed by one of the bullets, but ultimately manages to escape through the sewer system. When things calm down, he comes out into an empty street and finally speaks, claiming that he is not a thief at all, and only did all this to retrieve things that didn't deserve to be thrown away, including the stuffed puppy. The next morning, rumors spread about the trash thief, and 2 women discuss how bad these people are for society, calling them savages. A middle-aged man in dirty clothes, clearly an outcast in this clean society, overhears the gossip but chooses not to engage in an argument and walks away, leaving the city through a small door, entering a slum that is just outside the city. The man relays the news to the locals about the rumor that's spreading about them, and everyone becomes concerned, thinking the cops will now be all over their ass. A girl named Chiwa immediately suspects her friend, Rudo, the boy with red eyes who is definitely the same kid who caused this entire drama. Rudo is currently in the middle of fixing all the trash he's collected in his hunt, which are mostly toys and accessories that can be repaired, so he doesn't notice Chiwa at first. So, Chiwa comes close and asks Rudo if he risked his life once again by entering the city just to steal some trash. She reminds him how strict the people of the city are about waste control, and that if he gets caught, he might spend the rest of his life in prison. Rudo responds that these are not trash, but perfectly usable things that those rich brats living in the city throw away without a second thought. He expresses how bad he feels for these items that don't deserve such treatment, and that's why he's brought them here, to fix them and maybe sell them to the people of the slums. Chiwa understands Rudo's motivation, but at the same time, she can't help but wonder if her friend has fallen in love with garbage or something. 3 self-proclaimed elites of this slum show up to bully Rudo. The guy in the middle comments on how bad the stench is and tells Chiwa she shouldn't hang around this garbage collector loser. Another one of the bullies kicks a lamp Rudo just fixed and mockingly says there's no point in repairing trash because no one will use anything touched by this loser. Chiwa doesn't understand what these 3 idiots' problem is, because she believes all of them are just like Rudo, poor, discriminated, and of course, dirty. But the bully disagrees, claiming they're nothing like Rudo and can actually get out of this ghetto if they work hard. Apparently, this slum was built to dump criminals, and the 3 bullies, Chiwa and Rudo, are all descendants of criminals. Things were supposedly going well for all of them until Rudo's parents went on a murder spree, destroying any pity or trust the city residents had left. After the bullies eventually leave, Chiwa cheers up Rudo, saying he's a good person and will surely do well in life. She then notices the stuffed puppy, and Rudo hesitantly tells her he actually wants to give it to her as a gift. But before she can take it, Chiwa's mom shows up and tells her to get away from him, dragging her away from there. Rudo heads back home and finds the man named Regto inside. The same man we saw earlier eavesdropping on the two women in the city. Regto jokingly mocks Rudo for failing to impress Chiwa, revealing that he overheard everything. But jokes aside, Regto wants to know how Rudo's trash collecting went last night. Regto tells Rudo that he doesn't need to go through all this hassle to earn money since he's still a kid. Regto says that although they aren't related by blood, he still considers Rudo family. Rudo is thankful to Regto for that, revealing that Regto took him in when he was abandoned after the incident involving his parents, and has been raising him ever since. That's why Rudo wants to repay him by doing whatever he can, including collecting trash from the city. Regto notices the wound on Rudo's arm and, realizing he was shot, immediately treats it, strictly telling him to stop going to the junkyard from now on. Rudo doesn't think this scratch is anything compared to the scars he got because of his real parents, revealing that both his hands are covered in black marks. Still, Regto tells Rudo to stop before the cops find out his identity. If he's caught, he'll surely be sent to the Abyss, the same place where Rudo's father was dumped. Ever since his childhood, Rudo has always been despised by everyone because of his unusual-looking hands. And ever since Regto gave him his gloves, he's had the confidence to move forward. Anyway, Regto once again teases Rudo, telling him to act fast and give the stuffed puppy to Chiwa, with a bonus kiss on the cheek. Rudo refuses, obviously, and gets into a friendly brawl with his caring father. Meanwhile, the cloaked man we saw at the very beginning is standing outside, eavesdropping on Rudo's conversation. His relationship with Rektha is a love-hate relationship. He gets overboard most times. He holds his cheek and tells him that he should learn to smile sometimes. And even if he isn't happy, he could as well fake the smile so others wouldn't know he isn't happy. How would he even fake a smile when his eyeball is shooting outside as if something is wrong with him? He eventually escapes from Rektha's grasp and comes out of the house. He looks around and sees it is morning, so he wonders if Shiva is now outside. He walks towards the abyss, reminding himself that he doesn't even have to go so far to get trash, because all the trash in that area gets thrown into the abyss. The abyss is a huge dump site, and not only trash like useless items are thrown there, even humans who are sinners are also thrown there. He looks at the abyss and sees that a criminal is about to be thrown. He recalls that his father was also thrown into the abyss. At least that was what he heard, and he cannot confirm if it is true or not. He overhears a person saying that someone is about to be thrown again. He says yes and turns to the back to see it's Chiva. They share their pleasantries, and she admits that it is rare for her to see him around there. Well, maybe that is her lucky day. To him, the view from there isn't that great. Not like the view from the entire slum is a good one, but that is just entirely different. The reason the slum was built at the edge of the city is to show the people there that if they do anyhow, they will be thrown into the abyss. It is funny because no matter how much you try to avoid seeing people fall to their deaths, you will surely see them around there. Rudo suddenly feels so much pain in his body, and he falls down repeatedly. He rolls on the floor, wonders if it is the toy in his body affecting him, and stands again. His hand shoots out, so he stretches the toy to Chiva and runs away. He bumps into the apostles on his way. There are about 4 of them, and that is a view that is very unfamiliar in the slum. They do not do anything to him, and they move on, but he wonders what could have brought them there. He continues running until he gets to Rektha's place. He sees a man trying to kill Rektha, and he screams, but there is no one there to help him. He runs to fight the man, but the man pushes him off. By the time he recovers himself, the man is done with Rektha. He sits there as he watches the man leave without knowing what to do. When he recovers, he screams Rektha's name and runs to his rescue. Rektha screams that he should leave, but he cannot leave his uncle like that. Rektha screams at him. He tells him that he has to change the world. He is the only one who can change a world as filthy as that, and he should survive. Rudo has so much love for Rektha and cannot stop holding him.
Just then, the soldiers arrive there and they zap Rudo, believing him to be the murderer. They cane him to the ground as they tell him that he is being arrested for murder, and Rudo tells them that it was not him. The guards tell him that nothing he says matters anymore because they caught him red-handed. He keeps trying to tell them that the real murderer has just left the house and they can still catch him. But the guards don't even want to listen to him, so they just knock him out using the traditional method of punching him in the head. Soon, Rudo is taken to the scaffold to be executed for his crimes. Everyone from the slums is present there to witness him being thrown into the pit, and even some high-profile people from the main city are there. The judge tells Rudo that murder is one of the greatest crimes one can commit, and even though he killed a mere slum dweller, the punishment will not be reduced. He declares Rudo to be killed by throwing him into the pit, and the people start cheering on hearing this. Rudo still can't believe this is happening to him, and he wishes for just one person to believe that he is not a murderer. His eyes scan through the crowd, and they stop at Chiwond. Rudo yells at her, saying that he did not kill Richthound. He asks her to find the culprit, but she just says that she trusted him, but he was not worthy of that. She says that he was a murderer's son in the end and drops the toy as she turns his back on him. Her betrayal hurts Rudo more than anything else, and he snaps at the people calling him human filth who deserves to be thrown into the pit. He says that they are the real filthier because they are just blobs of meat without a brain or a will. He swears that he will send them all to hell, when suddenly he notices that the murderer is among the crowd as well. However, he gets no chance to tell anyone about it as he is thrown off the edge. Rudo feels like he has been falling forever, and at one point, he loses consciousness. Dmakum, all the garbage at the bottom of the pit breaks his landing, and when he wakes up, he is completely unharmed. He wonders what the hell is happening, and how is he still alive, when the stench of the place suddenly hits him. Even the garbage thief is forced to block the smell, and then he notices the vast sea of garbage in front of him along with things that he doesn't recognize. Rudo wonders what the hell is this place when suddenly a giant shadow covers him. He turns around to see what is happening, and he can't believe his eyes when he sees a gigantic monster made out of garbage bearing its fangs.